And welcome back, everybody. Don't worry, we're just looking this direction because, well, that's which way I happen to be facing when I decided to start recording. We're still here at the steel mill. Hey, I actually got it right without screwing it up this time. Only thing I've done off camera is tack on another floor to the bottom of this so we can drop down and start doing steel beam and steel pipe production. Because that's the main focus I've been on for the past few episodes, try to get steel up and running. Let me drop through this hole. Trying out some new ways of doing some vertical passages. Instead of stairs, let's use ladders and holes. These foundation blocks that I'm using here are from the Structural Solutions mod, which is a huge mod for adding a variety of various foundation blocks of different shapes, styles, thicknesses, sizes, conveyor wall holes, 8x8 wall with a conveyor hole in it. Or nope, that's got a door. That's a wall hole or conveyor wall. 3-port curved walls. Now, this is all just the concrete stuff. This is also where I found the hole that I'm using, floor hole for a ladder. Got some different varieties of that, but they've also got just empty frames, like the frame pack you can get from the Awesome Shop. But you got more variety. You also have framed windows, glass framed walls with 3-hole, single off to one side, single center, 2-hole tight together on one side. More of these. This is what I've been using for a lot of my windows in my factories, is these walls here from the Structural Solutions. You got big old doors in this one. Glass frame foundations where you got an open box frame with a sheet of glass on one side. Then they've also got beams, so you can make your own massive iron beam constructions, steel beam constructions. Even pass conveyors through the beams, which is an interesting idea. They even got one for the pipes and all the connector pieces to be able to fit things together within the mod nicely. Even great big huge curves. And then you also got even more options. Metal walls. Might have to see what those ones look like. Corrugated metal wall. Painted corrugated metal wall. Or it says fix it on the side. Maybe. But they also have fencing. You could have a wire fence. What's this? This is a wire fence wall. Chain link fence. All your various slope patterns. You can put in a fence with a gate in it. The developer of the Structural Foundations mod has come up with a lot of interesting things that you can use. Ooh, corner fencing. Nice. Anyway, we were down here putting in the foundries for the steel mill. I've gotten them hooked up to power, but not actually powered yet, because I don't want to turn this on until I have gotten Actually, I'm going to do one thing here so I can do one connection and then have that all get powered at the same time. Pull that out. Hiding power. I run my power with the little wall mounts hidden right here in these right on the foundation lines in the crooks of the windows. Makes the cables look like it's running through the glass, but I'm saying it's a double pane window with the cable running inside between the panes. Just the way I'm wanting to do things. But now I can actually take this power line, connect it up to that wall mount. I already have a power line run down, I do believe, to the same spot down here. No, I don't. Oh wait, there it is. Oh yeah, there's the center line there, drops straight down to the power line there, right? Oh, come on, down through the hole, there we go. But, so I've got power run down to here. Once I get all the constructors in, we can fire up and get this show on the road. Speaking of which, let me check here. How am I looking on that? Speaking of which, I need to figure out how many I can, or how many I'm going to need for the various products. Because I need steel beam, which is going to take 60 per minute. Right now I can only put 3 of them on the line, but 60. I can do 780 over 60, which is 13 machines for the steel beams, and then steel pipe is 30, so 26. Okay, so whoops. Hit the right button here so I can get rid of that. Okay. Plunk one of these down here real quick. Because I want, hold on. I need to see where these guys are coming down on this end. No, I'm going to have one. Okay, so these are right here. So let's do this. Bring that down. And then, oops. Splitter. Like that. Actually, no. Splitter. Like that. Oop. Splitter. Right here, because that's going to give us our alignment. Oh, I must not have those hooked up properly yet. Got that one there. Okay. So what I need for that then is to do a constructor like that. These ones are going to be 13. Okay. And then back that up 4. And hold Z and hit the up arrow. That'll let me space this out. Oops. Oh, where's the next door hole? There. And oops, wrong side. Drop that down right there. Yep. Spaced out nicely. There. Yep, want that one right there on that line. Yes. Because that'll leave me... Actually, let's hit H. It'll let me move this around. And set that out there, so... That, and then hit H again to put it back into a hold. Hold it in place. Let's make sure all these are lining up. Yep. That'll give me all of those. So now all I'm going to do is just grab these and let's go from here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Spin it back around this way, hit H, because that's going to be where everything lines up. Let me hit H again. So now that we have those ones in place, oops, nope, oh wait, $13. There we go. Now it's all in place properly. And no, you know what? Because those two, we just bring them back down this way, then I don't have to fight with that there. So, you know what? Never mind. Bring all those back down this way, please. And bonk. Hit H again to lock them in place. I am double check, make sure I got everything right back where I wanted it. They're centered. All right. Boom. Build out all those. And then what I'm going to do, because I'm keeping, because this is all going to be steel beam. Then I'm going to do, whoops, wrong way. 13, 20. Ooh. 26 H. 26 ain't going to fit here, but what I can do is instead go ahead and make that 13 as well by 4 and hold Z, or the spacing, whatever key you're using for spacing. It is by default P as in Papa or Paul, or a few other words I could mention but not going to, and then hit the up arrow, which alters which way it's doing, what axis it is working on for the spacing. And I needed to go out to, I believe it was 14. Or is it 15? No, it's 15. Nope, it was 14. I've just got this thing in the wrong spot. Put that back on hold. Yes. That, there, and there. Oh, whoops. I accidentally painted this corner. These structural solution foundations actually hold a, can actually get a fairly good coloring to them when they paint them. Same with the wall, the curved, the concrete walls and all that. Went ahead and painted them to match the rest of the build. I'll be getting rid of this pink here after I get done with this. Let me just double check, make sure that I do have that hanging off that side as far as I think I do. Yep, but I can still get a line of mergers on that foundation line. So those are incorrectly. Now that we have all that in, like I said, these ones here are going to be the steel beams. Although I'm only going to be doing, for the moment, very few of these. Let me go Control C and just start running down, pasting all this in. Get all these added in. And we have almost got this done. And just double check, make sure I hit all these. Mm-hmm. Okay, beams are all done. I need to come over to this side, because on this side we need to steal a pipe. Oops. Don't need that. I need a double overclock. Control C. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I'm going to have to go get more power shards to actually do all these. Yeah, I didn't get all of these. Not even close. So, wow, hold on. Let me do this here then and go Control V. Move all these real quick. Back down to basic recipe. Oops. 8. Oh, that didn't pull out. Dang it. Thought that would pull out the, here. Let me see if this works here. Control C. Oops. Wrong one. Control C. And then we go over here. Nope. All right. That ain't working. Control C. Oops. I just have to go through and pick up all these freaking yeah. Let's get. Oh no, this one. Here. Making more work for myself here. All right. Now we need to just drop in this guy right here. 13, 4, and space these out by 4, I think it is. Yep. And then hold Z, up, arrow, change the spacing direction, scroll these out. About that far. Line that up. Yep, that lines up perfectly. So we can drop those ones in. And then these guys, I want them to actually come this way. So you'll see the method to my madness here in a little bit. 4. And, whoops, not 4. Not 6, but 4. Now, change spacing to the y-axis. Spread these out here. Out to 20. That should put them on the center line. Yep. Okay. Ow. Bloody messes. Give me a minute. I got a lot of these to pick up now. Oops. Control. And ding, 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 ding. Alrighty. Drink. Nom, nom, nom. All right. Okay. Now let's try this again. Down a merger. Take that out to 13. 3. 4. Switch to the Y spacing. And then out to a spacing of 20. There. That's better. And then let's do it again on this side. Four. Up. Get the Y spacing, then out to 20. And good to go. Now we can copy this one. Flip it around that way. Make it a 13 by, whoa, wrong button. 13 by 4 with a initial spacing of 4 on the x-axis. Switch it to the Y spacing by holding Z and the up arrow and scroll her on out here to 20. All just a matter of figuring out, auto save. There we go. It's all about figuring out where you want the thing to end up. And it's real easy if you've got it set to auto hold. You can just auto hold and there you go. Once you start adding bits out, it'll stay in place. And like I said, if you want to move it around any at all, you just hit H, which is the default key, and you can move the entire thing. Hit H again, and it'll stay in place right where you had it. If you need to make an adjustment to something, you can, and it'll stay in place. Let's just put this right back where it was, and boom. That takes care of splitters and mergers. Now all we got to do is grab this guy down here, get rid of him. Grab this guy, drop him down to there. Drop this guy down. Oops, actually these ones here for the moment are going to go this way. Like this, because I'm going to use them to feed the other side. This way I can get the steel beams into production and the steel pipes into production, and I don't have to expand anything up there, and I can keep them segregated down here. Let's go ahead and connect these guys up. We have all of that coming through. This one here. Oops. Two. He's going there. Now we will build this one from this end. And run it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Needs to be right up against the wall. Let's run this back here to this foundation. And there we go. Now, we have all of those coming in. Now that I know how I'm doing the machines, I'm gonna have this big old space up here to play with. Do something else with, maybe, I don't know. Let me just go through the window here real quick. Grab power. We're going to just run down here along these to the corner. Get it to... Okay. Doesn't want to go in the corner like I want. All right, fine, we'll do it from the inside. Get this guy up here. Put him in that corner. And... Oof. Ooh. It's unfortunate. But that's just the way it is. All right. Do that one to there. Let's get all these power hooked up. Okay. Now we have our power all hooked up. We have our we have power hooked up. We have our steel beams running down to come in. Now all we need to do, because we're only going to be able to do the first three. Oop. Yeah, 60 per minute. Oops. 2 and 3. Let me just get all these in here. For the first two machines anyway. I'm gonna have to go out and get a bunch more power shards for all of this. I'm trying to keep this in this same room instead of expanding further. This facility will take care of all my steel pipe needs and hopefully all my steel beam needs once it's fully operational. One thing we do need to do first is 1, 2, 3 cut. Just the input sides. The outputs still have to flow. For right now, I'm just going to do all that just so I can get them up and running. We'll have all of these going soon. We'll have twice as much steel as we do anything else. Now, the reason why I've run these back this direction is the trains that are going to handle these, give me a second, let me get on the right thing here. And line that up. Right there. Excuse me. Yep. Okay, and yep, I did it in the same spot there, so those are going right like this. The trains are going to be handling these products are down at this end of this facility, so it just made sense to have them run all their outputs this direction for ease of getting them put in. And this is the one that, oh, there we go. Now we can take a lift. Need it to go up. Grab that. Bring it down. Up there. Gonna put these all in right now. And then I'll get all the belts between the machines and the splitters put in, because I've turned that feature of smart off for right now, because it was annoying me on the last build and I just haven't bothered to turn it back on yet. So let me get all these belts put in and I'll be right back. Okay. This is what I've come up with. Had to do some math and realize that I'm not going to be able to fit all of these on one belt. So I split them up into 4 belts. I was trying to do a single belt for it, like I've done on this side. I think looks a lot better. But since steel comes out of here at only 15 per minute, I can do that. 15 times 4 is 60 per minute, and that'll get me a, when I do the full 13, that'll be a total of 520 or 540. No, that'll be a full 780 belt once I get all of these in. The 195 for a single row of 13 times 4 will be 780. Over here on this side, however, I'm going to be getting 40 per minute on the steel pipe, and a single row of that is 540. That ain't going to work. Not only that, 40 times 3 is 120. And that's all I got on a single belt as it is. So, needless to say, we're doing 4 lines of pipe and 1 line of beam. But that's all in now. Now I get to go upstairs and run that all together. Hopefully, where I've put this stuff is not going to be obstructed by my build. No, it does not look like it. It's all right here. All 5 of them nicely right here. Okay, so nope. Let's grab this first. These 2 are the easy ones. They come right up here, just slightly off the wall. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we go Mark II lift. Come on, connect. Up there. There. And there. That's all 5 of them. Now we need to go up 1 more floor so we can connect all of these guys to the output cans, and then connect our inputs, or actually connect all of our power in. So let's see here. This one is going to be nice and simple. I'm going to follow the KISS method on this one. Make it a Mark II belt. And it looks like, well, let's see where this thing lines up here. Just like that. Okay, so nice and straight. 1 off of there, grab that, and in it goes. That one's done. Now for my next trick, the not so simple method. So we are now ready to turn this on. All I got to do here is find my power connection that I was using up here. I think it's that one. And actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of that. Go one. Because I need the center line here. Not that one. Right there. Put it right on the edge. Grab this. Come down here. And there's steel production online. Oops. Okay, alright, now that everything's running smoothly, I've found a few other bugs in the system, namely with these lifts. Now we can go and do one more thing that I forgot that I needed to do, just so I can keep this system running. We are going to add in a smart splitter right in line with that, and then grab a special awesome sink. Go ahead and use a Mark III on that for right now. And just throw this in as a Mark II. And like that. Center can be any. I just like to double check on that, and then right will be overflow. And then we're going to need power, of course. We'll sort out power here in a little bit. We got time to kill. So first things first, let's go ahead and do another smart splitter right here. And we're just going to build these ones up. And attach them in a moment. Get rid of that one, and that one. Pipes need to keep flowing. Come on. Nope. And do that there. Then we can take the... Oops. Just pop over here, grab this small awesome sink. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this mod. You can do that. And then right behind it, plunk down another one. 1, 2. Take it back 3. Because then we're going to have that kind of space. And belt this in. Take this back. 1, 2, 3. Put in another lift. I'm glad that Smart added that camera. That is such a useful addition to the mod. 1, 2, 3. And makes lining up these lifts so much easier. I'm not going to be so stingy with the Mark III belts now. Since we're setting these up the same. Oops, Control C. And then we can do Control V. Let me drop down here real quick. Power line. Right there. Actually, bring it down, say, there maybe? Yeah, I like that. And goes back on real quick. Yep, that just cleared out the buffer there a little bit. Yep, that one's good. Making sure all the belts are emptied and nicely running. All right. There we go. We have the sink set up, so when the boxes get full, we won't have this back up. Whoops. There's my hole. Foundation, plug that in right there. Now, how are we looking on this? Oops, that's still going up to the train. Is good. Oh, let's go up to the train and verify that we are getting beam and pipe in each station. Now we need to run down this side. These guys here have yet to get the names set. Yep, we're getting pipe. And we are getting beam. Nice. I'm just going to grab all that real quick because I need it. But I'll be doing a little bit of work off camera, getting everything upgraded to Mark IIIs as all that stuff comes in. But the next episode, I think, is going to be getting some various smaller facilities online for assemblers. Instead of doing everything all in one building for that, I'm just going to bring in some materials for a specific build, whether that be rotors, motors, stators, frames, reinforced plate, I don't know all the assembler builds I can do right now, but I think I just listed off most of them. Oh, and case industrial beams. Maybe get some black powder and nobelisks into production. Yeah, we are not pulling out here anywhere near as quickly as we're loading, which is great. Although we have not gotten... Ooh. There's the iron train. Okay. Let me... Shit. But anyway, I'll be getting these balanced, getting the inbounds all balanced out nicely so we can be filling up everything evenly. So but that'll do it for this episode. Like I said, the next one we'll start getting into some assembly plants, and those will be out here into the deeper desert, a bit further up here off of this level. Although, actually no, we need to go and get the copper and caterium. I'll go ahead and get the iron upgraded to Mark III, and then next episode we'll get going on the copper and caterium build, because yeah, we got a lot of that to do. So if you like what you're seeing, please hit that thumbs up button. It would really help grow the channel a little bit. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, drop them down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from y'all. If you like what you're seeing, want to stay up to date on what's going on, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell to let you know whenever I drop my next episode. Trying to get a little more regular, but you know, life. So, and until next time, remember, have fun.